Hello, my lovely, and welcome to my home, Higher Self Tarot. I'm so glad to have you here. If you're new, my name's Addison Taylor. I'm really excited to get into today's video topic. Don't forget that if your reading resonated, I would love it if you subscribed and joined our little group of people over here. We love talking in the comments. I see the same faces every single week, which is so awesome, and I'm so grateful to have this community here on YouTube, especially during 2020 when everyone's been quarantined and isolated. It's been nice to get to connect with somebody in this way. So today's video topic is going to be about your intuition and what your intuition is trying to tell you. This could be just in general, or it could be in regards to a particular situation, a particular person, maybe a certain big decision that's coming up, or something you're hopeful for. And it can be very difficult to decipher at times if we're hearing something from our intuition and our gut, or are we just hearing this from our brain, our logic, our anxiety, and which way do I go? I don't know which one's the truth and which one is just me caught up in something that's not reality. So we have 5 piles today, which I will flash a card here in a bit. Make sure that when you are selecting your pile, you ask your question, whatever it is, tap into your intuition and choose your pile based on that. And as always, I will see each of you at your piles. Love you. All right, hi pile number 1, welcome to your reading. I have all of my cards laid out here. I haven't flipped any over yet. I do want to let you know that I do have a section of cards that are just based on relationships in case you came here for something in regards to love life or a relationship you have with someone. So I will make sure that gets covered quite specifically as well. But let's go ahead and get started with the tarot cards. All right, so we have the Homecoming, level 21. As well as level 12, the wait list. Then we have the Lovers. Okay, so maybe quite a few of you came here for questions about love life and family, 10 of Cups. And the Lovers is Gemini energy as well. Let me read the first 2 larger tarot cards that came out. The Homecoming in this tarot deck is equivalent to the World card, so that's Saturn energy. And it did pull in reverse. So not a successful completion or closure, unfinished business that stays unfinished, delaying your progress, delayed gratification, closed-mindedness, or wasting important time and energy on things that don't matter, and not being focused on one's long-term material goals. This card's also associated with Saturn and the 10th and 11th house, as well as the Saturn return phase, which happens for everyone between the ages of 28 to 30. Okay, level 12, the wait list, is equivalent to the Hanged Man in a traditional tarot deck. This is also reversed. It says standing or sticking up for oneself, a healthy impatience where you are unwilling to sit back and take or accept not being prioritized. Finally, demanding to know, when is it my turn? No longer choosing to play second fiddle to somebody or something because you've been patient long enough. This is associated with the water element, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, as well as the 4th, 8th, and 12th house. So your intuition definitely brought you to this reading to talk to you about your relationships. And for a lot of you, I think it's romantic life, but it may not be this way for all of you. It may just have to do with your emotions in general. And it feels like a lot of you have been ignoring your emotions or locking them up, pushing them to the side, and not really allowing your emotions to guide you. I feel like a lot of you came here kind of feeling unfulfilled. It could have to do with work life, career choice, trying to find that passion or what excites you. It could also have to do with platonic relationships in your life, maybe a relationship with your parent that you feel is that you're just now realizing perhaps is a bit toxic, and maybe there's some things you need to voice to this person, or this could have to do with an ex, someone you're co-parenting with, or someone you're in a relationship with currently. And I do feel that your intuition is trying to guide you towards a certain epiphany, like now I get it. Okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to say, or this is where I need to go. I'll get more information on that direction your intuition wants to take you as we flip through the other cards. So let's look at my moon cards here and my interactive card. Okay, so we have Moon in Sagittarius, as well as the cat, and this card from my interactive deck. Look at that little rebel. That goes really, really well with the waitlist card I talked about no longer wanting to put up with any crap or play second best to anyone or anything, doing what makes you feel alive. Moon in Sagittarius says, be prepared to be adaptable as plans you have laid may take an unexpected course. And the cat card says, make time to focus on your own spiritual well-being and connect to the metaphysical world around you. Yeah, it definitely feels like your intuition is trying to pull you back into your emotions, because in whatever situation you're in, or perhaps this is life overall, you base your decisions based on like material sorts of factors, like, well, this is secure, this is stable, this is, it's better to have a lot of a bad thing than to have nothing. I'd rather this than be alone, or this pays well, so even though I don't love it, I'm going to continue doing it. Those are kind of like material things, and which your intuition wants to lead you towards a material abundance, a life with security and well-being and comfort. But in order to do that, you have to start following your emotions. Our intuition speaks to us through our emotions, through how we're feeling. When our intuition doesn't want us to be involved in something anymore, it will make us feel unfulfilled or just depleted or exhausted when we do that thing or interact with that person, no matter how hard we try to push through. That's kind of our intuition talking to us. So I feel like for a lot of you, your intuition is also trying to lead you towards a physical transformation. So this could have to do with maybe, I don't know, losing the weight you've been wanting to lose for a while, or gaining the weight you've been needing to gain, putting on some muscle, getting a workout routine. For others of you, it could be something like, going all out, dyeing my hair, getting that new piercing, getting that new tattoo, getting that haircut that I've always looked at and wanted but never been brave enough to do. Now, these are kind of just things outside of this situation, but your intuition is it's putting a lot of ideas in your head about new beginnings and new things you can try and new directions you can go. And this will have a big shift in your emotional fulfillment, which correlates to our relationships. So let's look at the other oracles here, and then we'll get into the love oracles for those of you who are here for love life aspect. Okay, we have Gates of Triumph. It says success expands in your life. We have Taking Shelter, which says the answers are within. And First Light, which says beginning a new cycle. Goes very well with that Sagittarius card. Plans you have laid may need to be changed or adjusted. So we have the beginning of the new cycle, but we also have to take shelter, taking shelter, going within. So I do feel like there needs to be, for your intuition to speak a bit louder and stronger to you, it's recommended that you stop taking input from other people at this time. Stop asking everyone else for guidance, and instead go within and, figure out what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel good, what makes you feel fulfilled, and walking towards that. There is a gate here that your intuition's trying to lead you, a gate of success, a gate of partnership, emotional fulfillment. I mean, this is like the 10 of cups. You can't get any more cups than this in the tarot. 10 is like the ultimate amount of cups. And you see the happy family and the parents and the kids and the home life. And it's just that feeling of comfort and joy when our life just feels good, regardless of how much money we have or how much success or whatever. But I do see that for you all, you're meant for that emotional success as well as the material success, which is why we have the Gates of Triumph. You're meant for something permanent and stable and long lasting. Let's look at the surrender cards. It says surrender your attachment to results, as well as surrender your fear of intimacy. Okay, so on the first card it says The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. Makes a lot of sense. Let me read this other one and then I'll tell you what I'm hearing. Okay, on the surrender your fear of intimacy, you are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. I am getting a specific message for one or a few of you out there that there is a relationship with a person that your parents don't necessarily approve of based on either religious factors or race or background or culture, perhaps even distance, and you've been blocking your heart off from that. But your intuition's trying to pull you towards a more rebellious energy of this is what makes me happy and this is what I'm going to do. On that surrender your, just take that for whoever it resonates. On the surrender your attachment to results, this makes sense with you guys' kind of material 3D physical focus up to this point, which is not connected to our intuition. It almost seems like you guys kind of write out a list, set up a plan, and that plan and that list is based on what's logical or what makes sense, and the feelings and emotions aren't taken into account. And then you kind of like, okay, this is the list I've got to follow. And it's ended up kind of sabotaging some things because of that, because you haven't been super open to what your intuition or the universe has been trying to bring you, perhaps out of anxiety or fear. I definitely see that. But I see your intuition growing stronger and pulling you out of that fear sort of energy and that anxiety in order to bring you what you truly want at a soul level, which is that emotional happiness and passion and joy. Let's look at the love cards that we have. Oh, wow. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups, as well as chemistry and deception and the living room. Okay, so Ace of Cups represents a brand new emotional beginning. So for some of you, it could be that your intuition is telling you that a big significant relationship is on its way, or a relationship is about to go through an emotional renewal. It'll be once you kind of make the changes that you need to make, especially in regards to kind of being more vulnerable and being more in touch with your emotions and how you're feeling, and then actually taking action upon those emotions. Because if we're in touch with our emotions, but we're not doing anything with them, we're not listening to them, we can't get to anywhere new. So that surrender your fear of intimacy card is about like letting down those barriers and being vulnerable with people in your life in order to get what you want. So with the chemistry card, it says there's a strong magnetic attraction here. And then with the deception card, it says someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship, and your intuition has been trying to tell you that that is you in this case. That surrender your fear of intimacy. You've got a wall up around your heart. Now, I do think for a lot of you, this wall you have, this mask that protects you, has to do with a previous relationship in the past where you just really got wronged, by somebody, maybe an ex that cheated, or I don't know, something like that. So it's like you have reasons why you feel the need to protect yourself. You're not purposefully trying to deceive anyone or anything. You're just trying to keep yourself alive, basically. But in this case, with that Ace of Cups coming in, your intuition's really like, no, look, this is legit. I mean, look at the three relationship, all these cards are relationship cards. Ace of Cups, the Lovers, Ten of Cups. Your intuition is trying to tell you, yes, you will find happiness if you follow these emotions. Okay, your emotions are on point right now, so follow them. Don't stall this part of your life. With that living room card, I feel that there needs to be like an opening of a door. I do feel like it has to do with your heart. It's like you've got to let someone in. You've got to decide that you're going to answer the door, that you're going to let someone into your personal space, and that you're going to open up to them and talk with them and allow them to get to know you. And not based off of your list or some sort of, whatever it is that you guys have that you're trying to like do everything in such a perfect and right way, but really focused on being a little bit more adaptable and just emotionally open is what your intuition wants. For those of you who this has to do with like career, which for a lot it could intertwine into both things, I do feel like there is a new passion that your intuition is helping you to discover, or at the very least, your intuition is trying to help you stand up for yourself at work and, demand that raise that you deserve, or put in the efforts to, establish a better relationship with your boss or your coworkers, something that'll help you get to the next step and get you to a more successful, passionate level of existence is ultimately what your intuition wants for you. But great things on the way in regards to love life and emotional fulfillment if you're willing to follow your intuition in that new direction. This is something new. You have to walk away from what you've been doing. You guys will get there. So best of luck to you. I'm excited. It's a beautiful spread of cards. Hopefully the next 4 piles are just as lovely. But leave me a comment down below. Let me know what this helped you with and how it resonated. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Love you. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Go ahead and make yourself comfortable. I've got all the cards laid out. None of them are flipped over yet, and I do want to let you know that I have a section here of just some relationship cards in case any of you came in regards to love life. So we'll help tie that into the message if that's the case. But let's start with the regular tarot cards here. All right, we have stage 7 of mentality, and it is upright, as well as stage 7 of values upright, so 2 number 7s here. And then we have 6 of cups, as well as Knight of Wands. This is fire energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There's Scorpio energy on this 6 of cups as well. Okay, let me read you the first 2 tarot cards. Stage 7 of mentality upright represents dishonesty, deception, guilt, betrayal, politics in the environment, being sneaky, thinking of you and you only, letting down the group effort, focused on your own gain, not willing to sacrifice yourself, breaking the law, doing something illegal, hoping to not get caught, making your own wishes and desires come true in private, and no one knowing the real you. And it's associated with Aquarius, Moon, and 10th house. And then stage 7 of values says questioning whether or not something is worth the time or effort, analyzing the benefits versus the costs, waiting and waiting to receive the fruits of one's labor, planting and growing something. Now it's just the waiting game to see the results, getting impatient with the situation and planning what to do next, hard at work. It's associated with Taurus, Saturn, and the 6th house. So there's definitely, okay, you came here because there's definitely something that you've been putting a lot of effort and time into, or maybe you've been forced to put a lot of effort and time into, and you're wondering if this is really worth it, or it sounds like you're wondering, is what I'm feeling inside, which is this deep dissatisfaction, is this my intuition trying to guide me away, or is this me just not being tough enough to stick it out? Okay, and then with that 6 of Cups energy here, this could have to do with a relationship that goes back into the past with someone, like a family member, a sibling, or just a romantic relationship or a friendship that you've had for many, many years, but perhaps something just hasn't been working for a long time, and it feels like emotionally you want to get on this horse and just go, like you're ready to go off into something new. For some of you, it could have to do with a job that you've got a long history in, you've put a lot of effort and time into this career of choice or this study of choice, and you're just sick of it, but you're thinking, okay, is that just me being childish wanting to give up on this, or is this my intuition? What am I supposed to do? So let's look at the other oracle cards, and then we can expand on kind of what your intuition wants you to do about this situation. Okay, we have Moon in Cancer, as well as Moon in Scorpio, so more of that water energy. And then from the interactive deck, wow, we've got the Tornado card. Let me read these. Moon in Cancer says, spend time with family or helping others. Avoid situations that can be a drain on your emotions. Moon in Scorpio, negative attitudes and fiery arguments are possible at this time. Channel your energies into positive physical activities like decorating or gardening. It's funny that it mentions gardening, and that's exactly what the 2 children in the photo here are doing. They're potting some plants together. Okay, so I would definitely say that there is some there is some pretty heavy emotional energy coming off of the cards. We've got Moon in Cancer, Moon in Scorpio, that tornado coming through. There could have been there could be a death, you know, in your family that's kind of caused this, or a divorce that's causing this, or fights over money within the family or an estate. It could also have to do with you kind of working yourself to death in career and not having a very good balance back at home, where the home life is suffering because of everything you're pouring into career. For those of you in a relationship, a romantic relationship that came here, there could be a lot of turbulence in the relationship at this time. Maybe some heavy things going on there with finances or commitment issues, fidelity, things like that. But it's intense, you guys. It's really, really intense. And I could see with that tornado why you are confused as to what the hell you're supposed to be doing. So I'm going to flip over these last 3 oracle cards, and then we may need to get into the relationship cards to get a clear-cut answer on your message here. I do feel that there are relationships. It almost feels like in order to hang out with your healthy relationships, you also, like, the toxic people come along with it. Does that make sense? Like, maybe there's 1 or 2, just to give an example, maybe there's like 1 or 2 family members that are just horribly toxic and you're just not seeing eye to eye with them. But then you've got 2 others that really make you happy when you're with them and you enjoy spending time with them. But it's like, in order to see those 2 that make you happy, the other 2 are going to be there as well. So it's like, well, what the hell do I do? Do I have to leave all of these behind? I do feel, especially with the tornado here, tornadoes, there's not much you can do when a tornado arrives, okay? But a tornado always passes, and it usually passes pretty quickly. A tornado is typically only on the ground for, I don't know, maybe usually not even an hour, less than that, okay? But during the tornado, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel comfortable at all, and there's really nothing you can do to get rid of the tornado. Like, you've just got to kind of expect, okay, the tornado is here. Some things are probably going to get destroyed. I'll do what I can, but you know, I've just got to wait it out, and I know that it's going to end. I feel like that's the situation you guys are in, and that's what your intuition wants to remind you of. Like, this Moon in Scorpio talks about, you know, fiery arguments being very possible at this time. It's kind of like, look, it is what it is. And then this Moon in Cancer card says avoid situations that can be a drain on your emotions. So don't try to fight the tornado or end the tornado, because you really can't. Whatever this situation is, it feels bigger than the people involved or than even yourself. It's just more about, okay, that's here. So what can I do to kind of avoid that situation and focus on my own mental and emotional health until all of this kind of blows over? That's what I feel like your intuition is trying to make clear to you. Don't feel the weight of the responsibility of this solely on your shoulders. Okay, this feels much bigger than you. Even if there are things that you've done that you regret or feel upset about, or you feel like, well, it's my fault, it got here because I did this, that, or the other, or even if you're thinking that of another person, what I am hearing is this situation is actually bigger and broader than what you're seeing it as right now. It doesn't have to do with these little actions on both sides. There's something bigger here, like that tornado, that kind of trumps everything else. So your intuition doesn't want you to put too much responsibility on your shoulders in regards to this situation, okay? But let's look at the last few oracles here. We have surrender negative thinking, as well as great adventure. Ooh, that's exciting. And miracles. Wow. Okay. On surrender negative thinking, it says, you have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say, thank you for sharing, and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. On the Great Adventure card, it says, take a risk, venture forward. And on miracles, it says, expect the wondrous to emerge. For some of you that came here, maybe just for 1 or 2, there's a health situation going on. And I do see that with that miracles card and this surrender negative thinking, that this is going to pass. Just like the tornado. You've got to think of it like a tornado. Tornadoes can definitely, do some damage. We can't pull them up out of the sky. Like, it's just there. It is what it is. The best we can do is just protect ourselves and know it's going to pass. Your situation is going to pass. That's what your intuition wants you to know. This is not a permanent state of being, even with the relationships involved. This isn't a permanent state of being. And if you can help yourself by surrendering that negative thinking, doing small little things that feed into your own well-being and your own emotional balance, and then also not getting too triggered on other people's reactions, just kind of expecting that with whatever's going on, stress is going to be around. Arguments, disagreements are going to happen. It is what it is. With that great adventure card, take a risk, venture forward, as well as with this stage 7 mentality card, the first one that came out, and the Knight of Wands. There is something that you're supposed to kind of move away from. You know, you don't want to be in the middle of the tornado while it's down on the ground. You can come back to wherever it was once it's back up in the sky, but while it's on the ground doing its damage, your best bet is to just get away from it, right? So I feel like your intuition has been trying to bring you opportunities and ideas of kind of things you can do to pull yourself away for a time being, but to remember that this isn't like a permanent thing. That's what gets you caught up when you feel like it's once I make this decision, then it's forever going to be like this. No, this is all very temporary, but your intuition is trying to guide you to some new place or a new group of people or something new until the tornado passes. So don't resist that. Focus on your own health. And the Miracles card is just confirmation for everyone that came here, health issue or not, that I do feel strongly this situation, the negative thing that you're in right now, it's going to resolve, okay? It's not a permanent state. This could have to do with mental health issues. Maybe your mental health has been drained by all of this or just drained recently. It can all be cured. It will all be cured, okay? Just keep that faith and focus on yourself and your energy. Okay, let's look at the relationship cards because I'm very curious to see what they have to say. Okay, we have Ace of Swords as well as Foe, which is kind of a word for an enemy or like a bad friend, as well as Misfortune. Well, that looks just like the tornado card. Someone please tell me what, for some of you, there's like something really major that's gone on. And I would be really curious to know what that is. So comment below if you can. Okay, then we have Religious Factors and You Deserve Love. On this card, it says, you are lovable. And on the Religious Factors card, it says, your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So for those of you who came here for a love reading, it does feel like there has been, whatever this tornado moment is for you all, which may not even be directly related to the love life situation. It feels like something separate. It's connected, but it's separate. It's almost like your intuition is, it's not necessarily that was meant to happen, but your intuition in the universe is using that as an opportunity to get you to pull away from your past and into something new, to kind of break away, okay? Because with the Foe and the Misfortune, like some of you may have felt really backstabbed. This may be about your intuition guiding you to actually cut ties with someone, cut ties in a significant relationship, or at least tell them to cut the crap. Because for those of you who are in a romantic relationship, or perhaps this is about an ex, I just see with that Ace of Swords, you're cutting a lot of crap out of your life, or that's what you want to do. You're trying to cut out the crap and to stop limiting yourself. That Religious Factors card, you know, perhaps some of you are really in an unhappy marriage, but because of your religious beliefs or societal's views on divorce, that's what's been keeping you in it. For others of you, that's not really the issue, but there is something else like, well, I'll feel like a failure if I walk away from another relationship, or I'll feel like a failure because this is going to all get pinned on me. It'll look like my fault. But your intuition is here to say, no, let go of all of that, because you are at a point in your life where you're supposed to focus on your own well-being in the midst of this tornado that sometimes just happens. It just occurs. You didn't cause it. No one caused it. Sometimes there's tornadoes. Whatever stage of life you're in right now, that's kind of what it is. And your intuition is like, focus on your emotions, your well-being, try and find peace in the midst of that tornado and cut out everything that's unnecessary. And in your case, that includes a relationship that you know has been long gone. And honestly, for those of you that came to this pile, this is about a relationship where your heart isn't in it, and it hasn't been in it for a while, okay? And let this reading be confirmation that your intuition's trying to guide you away from it too. If you've been confused, should I stay, should I go? What's my intuition trying to tell me? Your intuition wants you to leave and has been wanting that for quite some time. Okay, I hope that this helps you guys out. I'm really sorry you're in such a mess right now with that tornado energy and that fire card. Like, geez, it would be hard for me to surrender negative thinking in a stage like this, but you'll be able to get through it. Tornadoes always pass, and you can always protect yourself during, okay? So comment below, let me know how it resonated, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next reading. Love you guys. Hi Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. I'm excited to see what your intuition is telling you in regards to life or your particular situation. For those of you who came here in regards to love life or a particular relationship, I do have a certain set of cards laid out that's just specifically for that. And I pull those closer to the end of the reading. Okay, but all these other cards will apply as well. That's just to help clarify or get more specific. So let's look at the tarot cards first. Okay, we have stage 4 of endeavors, and I'll read these to you. Stage 7 of feelings. Both of those are in the reverse, as well as the guru of feelings in reverse. Knight of Pentacles, earth energy, that's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and 8 of Cups. Okay, let me read these first few cards to you. So stage 4 endeavors reversed. Not a good home or work environment, disruption at home or work, leaving home or work and moving, falling out with the family, divorce or separation, moving out. And this is associated with Aries, Venus, and the 4th house. Stage 7 of feelings reversed says making your dreams come true, turning your dreams into reality, making real what you have imagined, usually on a small scale. Having no vision or imagination, giving up on a dream, or wasting a dream. So it can encompass both of those energies. This is associated with Scorpio, Venus, and the 12th house. The guru of feelings, which is water energy, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, reversed says, a person who can't love or fulfill another's needs, a selfish person, a non-creative person, a self-indulgent, manipulative person, an insensitive person, a person whose emotional needs were neglected in childhood and therefore is not in touch with their emotions or the emotions of others. This is associated with houses 3, 7, and 11, as well as the midheaven. So it feels like your intuition's been trying to point out to you the areas of your life which, yes, they may be stable in some sense, or they may appear stable to the outside world, but within, nothing really feels right. And I feel like this is something you guys have spent a lot of time on, put a lot of effort on, and that's what makes you hesitant to pull away from it. But yeah, that whatever you've been dreaming about in your mind, that does feel that it comes from the intuition. And with the Knight of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups, it feels like your intuition's trying to guide you to stop wasting time on things that don't emotionally fulfill you. Walk away from that, no matter the amount of time you put into building it up, and really focus on planting some of your own stable seeds for your future. I feel like a lot of you have been very accustomed to or used to someone else making the decisions for you, someone else calling the shots. You could have been taught that from a young age through childhood. You know, maybe your dad was this really sort of strong presence that always kind of took care of everything. Didn't have to be that, but definitely something happened, maybe a relationship, something that just made you feel like, well, I can't really call my own shots or trust myself. If I'm going to plant seeds for my future, it has to be done with someone else or with the approval of someone else. And your intuition is here to say, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You can make stuff happen. You can take action on something. You can do it. Trust yourself. Things will turn out as good as the effort you put into it. So start putting that effort. Don't be so scared and so fearful of your own power and your own strengths, because you have a lot of them. This pile sounds similar to another pile. So if you were called to 2 piles, I would go back after this reading and check out that other pile. I won't say which one it is, but there's another one that it feels like this is expanding upon. Okay, let's look at the moon cards. We have the full moon, as well as the waning moon. And then from the interactive deck, we have the little boy that's on top of the world. This reminds me of the Fool card every time I see it, or the World card from the tarot. Okay, the full moon says, take time to relax, recharge, and replenish your inner strength. And the waning moon says, let go of that which is causing your inner turmoil. Now is a time for casting away emotions that are no longer serving you. Goes so well with that Eight of Cups. This is especially the case for those of you who have really tried hard to fix someone that you love and just aren't seeing the progress or still aren't getting what you need. Let that full moon and waning moon card just be, I don't know, a confirmation for you that you can give up now. It's time to give up. You've put in all the effort. A full moon always signifies something coming to completion. There's nothing more that can be done. This is completed. The moon is full in the sky. There's nothing more that needs to be done. And then the waning moon is what happens right after the moon goes full, which is it starts to slow, everything starts to disappear again. It lets go of everything so that way it can begin its new cycle. And whatever situation it is that you came here about, you're in this phase. There's nothing left to complete in regards to what you've been doing. Now it's time to let it go, to release it. If you haven't been able to fix it up to this point, first of all, that's not your fault. And second of all, you don't need to try anymore. You know, it's time to stop that and start planting new seeds for that new cycle and that new future, and really focusing on your own independence as well, just like this little boy is doing. He's young, he's got that inner child sort of energy. He's looking at everything through fresh eyes, and you know, the world is his oyster. What is he going to do with it? And that's the energy that your intuition's trying to guide you into as well. There's something unhealthy, okay? Perhaps an unhealthy person, a toxic relationship, or an unfulfilling home life or work life. And it's time you put in everything that you could. Feel proud of yourself for that. You should feel proud of yourself. That's another thing that your intuition really wants to make clear. You should be really proud of all the effort you put in. And now it's time to walk away and go find your new bliss, okay? Let's look at the surrender card. Surrender to play. It goes so well with the little child on top of the world. It says, take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. Perhaps this is why I felt called to say, you know, be proud of yourself, because I do feel that it's almost like you feel exhausted. You tried, right? It wasn't your fault. Okay? Your intuition wants you to know that. You're feeling exhausted because that's your intuition signaling you that it's time to let go. It's time to walk away. And before you do anything, just like the surrender to play in this full moon card, they both say, take time to relax, recharge, replenish, play, have some fun. You know, you really deserve that, whether that be a vacation or maybe a night out with some of your friends. And your intuition really wants you to incorporate more of that playtime and time with the inner child into your day-to-day life. Because it feels like you put a lot of seriousness on yourself, okay? Let's look at this card. Oh, wow, it's crazy how the cards are lining up. You have the Joy and Delight card from this deck. This is literally the only card in the deck that has a kid on it. It says, open your heart to joy. Look how magnificent that card is. Beautiful. Both of these little girls look very similar in both of these cards. Surrender to joy and delight. It's time to move into a new phase, but you can't move into a new phase until you've taken time to just relax and release and heal and all of that. But you should be very proud of yourself. Your work ethic is very good, and you deserve this playtime that your intuition's trying to guide you to. So don't talk yourself out of it. You deserve it. Okay, let's look at our relationship cards. See what else your intuition wants to say. Okay, we have Page of Swords. This is air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the Room, as well as the Friend. Cute. Let your friends help you. 2 cards that say Friend, as well as pay attention to the red flags. This card at the bottom says the signs are cautioning you. On the let your friends help you, it says ask for and accept support from others. All the love life cards are honestly screaming to me platonic relationship, singleness, singlehood, whatever the word is. That page of Page of Swords card is about communication and kind of investigating things, learning new things, opening up to others. And it feels like you need some good, lighthearted communication, some relaxing time, some time with your friends. And even if you are in a relationship that's perfectly healthy and fine, maybe this reading has to do with work life, there really needs to be a focus on playtime and time with friends, at least for a while. And to get some advice from them, to get some encouragement from them, to boost your confidence through your friendships. And I do feel that with that pay attention to the red flags card, that has to do with whatever sort of negative energy I'm picking up from these first 3 tarot cards. That guru of feelings, that person who's not in touch with their emotions, isn't capable of really giving to others emotionally, and this not a good home life, work life. That's what that red flags card is all about, because there is something you're supposed to walk away from. Something that's it's just dampening you is what it feels like. It's dimming your shine, and it's discouraging you, and you've been in this role of feeling like you're the person responsible for fixing it for way too long. I feel like every one of your friends would say to you exactly what I've been saying throughout this reading, and that's what you need right now. You need friendship, relaxation, and the confidence to walk away without guilt. Walk away feeling proud of yourself and feeling like knowing that you did everything you were supposed to and everything you could. Now it's time for the sunshine, for the smile, for the excitement, for the joy, okay? So that is what your intuition is guiding you towards, and I would highly recommend that you take a look back at the piles and see if there's another one you feel called to as well, because that will help expand on the message here. So I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for coming and allowing me to do this for you. It gives me such pleasure to help and to connect. So just wanted to say that. I look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye. Love you. Hi Pile 4, welcome to your reading. So far all the piles have been fantastic, and I can't wait to see what your intuition has in store for you in regards to the situation that you're in, or the crossroads that you're at, or just overall in life in general. So I do have a few cards here that are specifically for relationships, so make sure you stick around towards the end of the reading for those. I always flip those over last. And even if you didn't come here for relationship questions, so far those cards have been able to apply to a broad amount of situations on a few of the piles. So anyways, let's start with the tarot. We have the Laborer of Values, and it is reversed. It says unstable, reliant on others, not self-sufficient, not thinking about or working towards the future, impractical, and rushing things. It's associated with Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, houses 1, 5, and 9, as well as the 6th house and the Descendant. Okay, we have the Hermit. This is Virgo energy, so you all could be Virgos, as well as the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy. That's crazy because this first card is associated with Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, and we've already got 2 of them out here. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups, beautiful, and the 2 of Swords. Wow. There's a big energy here, okay? You all have been doing some soul searching, some serious soul searching in regards to your commitments, your value system, and there is a big decision. You came here because there's some sort of major decision or crossroads that you're at. It's funny that I mentioned crossroads at the beginning of your pile before I flipped over the cards, because you're the only pile I've done that for. So yeah, it feels like there is a major crossroads and you're doing some soul searching, but there is a feeling like, almost like a lot of your power is tied up in others, like shared resources maybe, to where you kind of feel restricted on, well, I can't really just go out and do this all on my own. Like, I've got to think of myself as well as some of the other people involved in this. For some of you, it could have to do with a pregnancy or a child or children. It could have to do with a decision that needs to be made by both parties, you know, in a business partnership. Feels like there are people below you and people equal to you involved in this. Okay, I'm not feeling anyone above you. Like, this doesn't feel like a situation like a boss or like a parent that's above you. It feels more like maybe spouse, partner, business colleague, or your own children or people below you. And yeah, you feel like, I think your intuition has already guided you to this place of soul searching. It's already been guiding you towards questioning what really fulfills you and what values you really have and want to uphold. For some of you, this is an unexpected pregnancy and you want to know what to do about it. So, and that won't apply for everyone, but let me flip over the rest of the cards and maybe I'll get a more clear-cut answer. Because this Two of Swords here, this Two of Swords card indicates that really you have to make the decision. This can't come from someone outside of you. This really has to come through your own soul searching and what you choose to do. So Spirit may not want to interfere with this decision for those of you who chose this pile. What your intuition is really calling you to do is to think about your own values, your own commitments, what you truly stand for, what you want to stand for, and what is going to give you the emotional reset that you need. What's going to give you that new energy that you need, and making a decision based on that. But let's flip over the other cards just to expand on this. Okay, we have Moon in Aries, as well as this card from my interactive deck, which has the woman reading at home. Reminds me of that Virgo energy, that kind of solitude, soul searching, gathering information, thinking. From the Surrender deck, we have Surrender the Drama, as well as Surrender to Success. And then we have the Mystic Healer. Let me read the bottom of these cards. Moon in Aries says, remain sensitive to others to avoid confrontation. And I do feel like you guys are already aware of that. That's kind of what I was touching upon earlier in the reading. You feel kind of stuck because you're aware that your decision can't just be yours. It's going to affect other people or involve other people. And so take this as a sign from your intuition that your intuition does not want you doing something solely based on yourself. This crossroads you're at, this decision you need to make, it is definitely bigger than just yourself, and your intuition is glad that you are acknowledging that and wants you to keep acknowledging that as you do this soul searching and in your own privacy. The soul searching needs to be done alone, okay? Absolutely. But the decisions that are made need to take into account the other people involved. That's very important. On Surrender the Drama, it says, no matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. On Surrender to Success, it says, you are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. And the Mystic Healer card says, healing energy flows through you. Feels like you guys have been brought an opportunity that you're not sure about. You're not sure if you want it. Spirit, the universe, looks at it as something really, really amazing and great. But you don't necessarily. You're unsure about this. It's supposed to be a blessing of some sort, but you feel uncertain. You feel like, I'm not reliable enough to be given this responsibility. I don't know if I should take this. If it's not a surprise pregnancy, for some of you, it could be a proposal you weren't expecting. You don't know if you want marriage. For others of you, it could be a promotion that you weren't expecting. Maybe you felt okay at the job you were at, and do I really want to? They didn't even ask me, they just gave it to me, and I don't know if I want this. Something like that. Or it could have to do with something with the body, okay, and health as well. So this Moon in Aries and the Surrender to the Drama, this is once again, your intuition's wanting you to know that first of all, this new situation that was brought in, it is meant to bless you, okay? So it's not as simple as just eliminate it or keep it. It's almost like this decision, whichever way you go with the Two of Swords energy, it's going to have effects on both ends. There's no going back to the way things were before you made this decision. That's not possible. So your intuition wants you to get that out of your head if it is in your head. There's no going back. This will ripple effect regardless of which decision you make. But there is a blessing in store for you through all of this as you evaluate your own value system and you do your own soul searching. the conclusion that you come to, and I don't even want to say which one it is, because again, your intuition is telling me, no, 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 you make sure you keep this decision in their hands. They need the responsibility of this decision, simply for the fact that you don't believe in your ability to be responsible and make this decision, but you are, you're capable. Once you make the decision that you're meant to make, and do it with your whole heart in it as well, this is going to bring you success. This is going to bring you blessings, okay? This is going to bring you healing with that Mystic Healer card. So don't buy into the drama of the situation. There's no drama here. I mean, of course, there's drama, I know. But there's success here that's coming. There's that Ace of Cups that's coming. So you can do this. You can handle this. And your intuition wants you to know it. You're already doing so good. I already see that you're really in a deep place of kind of calculating and thinking over everything and really trying to come to the right conclusion about all of this. You're doing fantastic. Keep remembering everyone else that's involved and be proud of yourself for taking on the responsibility of this decision. You are much more responsible and much more capable than you give yourself credit for, okay? And that's important for you to know as well, all right? Okay, let's look at the last set of cards, which are my love cards. We have 3 of Swords. That's heartache, heartbroken, upset. We have Reconciliation. It says someone from your past is returning to your life. And we have Attraction. It says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, as well as the Merchant. So the Merchant is always about kind of negotiating things, right? Seeing both perspectives. And for the merchant to do his job well, he has to figure out how to keep both sides as happy as possible, because he wants to make a profit and his customer wants a decent price. They need to come out feeling like they both won. It needs to be a win-win type of situation for this to be successful. And that's exactly the type of crossroads that you're at. You've got to come to a conclusion that feels like a win-win or a fair compromise for both parties. With that Reconciliation card, for some of you, this decision has to do with, an ex that's wanting to come back in. For others of you, this could have, if it has to do with pregnancy, this has to do with reincarnation and someone from your family that's meant to reincarnate through this child. And with that Attraction card, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. That goes well with the Surrender the Drama, as well as your intuition wants you to know that your manifestation abilities are quite powerful. You attract into your life what you think about and what you feel, both the good situations that come into your life and the negative. And with that 3 of Swords card, this could have to do with an affair type of situation for some of you, or a breakup that really devastated you, and you're at some sort of crossroads with something that you need to do about it. But yeah, this feels like, to you guys are processing this event or life in general, whatever it is that brought you here, as this really negative, dramatic, dark thing that you wish you could just like erase and just pretend like it didn't exist. But your intuition brought you here to say, actually, this is a big blessing, maybe in a bit of a disguise, but it's a big blessing. On the other side of this, you're going to feel like such a capable person, because you are going to make the right decision. And you're evolving into someone with a really strong value system, and that people can really trust with decisions or secrets or responsibilities or tasks. And you're ultimately going to become a very successful person as well. Surrender to Success and the Merchant. So you will be able to make this decision. Trust in yourself a bit more, and know that whatever decision you make, there's no going back to the way things were before this decision. So don't make this decision thinking that that's a possibility. That will thwart you in the wrong direction, okay? That's important to know. So anyways, comment below. Let me know how this resonated and what resonated with you. And if you want to open up more about this decision that you're in, I would love to talk more down in the comments. For those of you that this has to do with a pregnancy, I would love to know. I was in a very similar situation to this with my first and only child 9 years ago. So I know what it feels like. And I would like to chit chat with you. But anyways, I love you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you at the next reading. Okay, bye. Hi, Pile 5. You're my final pile, so welcome to your reading. I do want to let you know that I have pulled some relationship-specific cards if any of you all came here in regards to love life or relationship, and I'll flip those over last and tie them into the rest of the reading, so stick around for that if that's the case. So far the readings have been very diverse, and I'm very interested to see what your intuition has to say in regards to your life or the particular circumstances you find yourself in currently. So let's take a look at the tarot. All right, we have the Protector of Mentality, and it is reversed, as well as the Caretaker of Feelings. That's a pretty toxic dynamic. I'll read these to you, okay? But let's look at the other tarot. We have Three of Wands, as well as the Fool, fresh new start. Ooh, and the Hanged Man. Interesting. Okay, let me read these to you. Protector of Mentality reversed is a cold, emotionally detached person or parent, a person whose trauma has left them with a detached, pessimistic outlook on life, a person that is unable to trust anyone, a critical, unloving parent or individual, an incompetent or mentally clouded person, lawyer, doctor, etc., a person with a traumatic past. It's associated with Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, houses 4, 8, and 12, as well as the second house and the north node. Now, Caretaker of Feelings, this feels like you, but I don't know. It could be different. Comment below, let me know. And this is also reversed. It says a person who sells themselves short, doesn't love themselves enough, and tends to settle for less than they deserve. A person that doesn't get what they need emotionally, a person that gets with people who don't love them, and a person, it could also represent a person privy to stripping or prostitution. Ooh. Okay, it's associated with Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, houses 4, 8, 12, as well as the second house and the north node. So same house association as this card here, but totally different energy. Water versus air. 4th, 8th, and 12th. Interesting. Okay, so it feels like, so the Fool is also kind of air energy, and the Hanged Man is water energy. Okay, so it feels like you guys have been kind of yanked around for far too long in regards to whatever brought you here or perhaps life in general. It feels like there are people in your life or in your situation who are quite emotionally detached and kind of make decisions, maybe not trying to hurt you, but certainly it's almost like they don't even think about you in the situation. They just kind of do what they think they need to do, and you're kind of like, wait, you didn't take me into account, or you didn't think about me, or maybe you don't care. And so I feel like for some of you, these two cards doesn't represent a person outside of you. It could represent two sides within yourself, that negative masculine energy and negative feminine energy, and kind of yanking yourself back and forth between the both. Like, I'm going to go, no, I'm going to stay. No, I'm going to go, no, I'm going to stay. And being in these, I almost get like a bipolar sort of energy. Let me know if any of you all below suffer with a bipolar disorder, because I almost feel that, where it's like everything's all go, 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 emotionally detached, brand new, do whatever, and then, I'm stuck in my feelings. There's nothing I can do. I can't move. Your intuition's trying to guide you towards a healing that's meant to occur, and an inner reflection that's meant to occur, in order to make sure that the air energy within you and the water energy within you is operating like at a healthy pace, because that's going to bring the true passion into your life. It does feel like there's a lack of passion here. There's a lot of air and then a lot of water, but there's none of that fire. Where's that fire? But let's look at the rest of the cards and I'll get a better picture of what's going on. Okay, we have the Waxing Moon. This says, now is a good time to focus on achieving your own personal goals. From the interactive deck, we have this card first, the little girl dreaming and reading, as well as, the grumpy lady with the list of chores. She looks like a judge or a nun or something. So I guess the little girl has to hide out from her because, it almost feels like this what's this? Protector of Mentality reverse that I read feels like this. So this could be one side of you or the person outside of you, and then this Caretaker of Feelings reversed, which is about this kind of innocent and naive and childlike emotional energy, feels like this. this little girl, she doesn't have much power. She doesn't think she does. She can't prevent, like, she's got to listen to the adults in her life. She's got to do what they say. And so it feels like there's an aspect of you that feels that way, that doesn't feel powerful enough to stand up for themselves or what they want and what they need, and therefore, sells themselves short, kind of thinks they don't really have a choice but to kind of deal with this sort of negative air energy, this highly critical sort of energy. And if this represents two parts of yourself, then you could go back and forth between that. You make one little mistake, and then you destroy yourself for it, like, you're so stupid, or whatever it is. Okay, let's look at. We have the Wondrous Universe. This is my favorite card from this deck. It says, walk in beauty, as well as surrender your addictions and surrender unhealthy relationships. Surrender your addictions says, whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. Surrender unhealthy relationships says, let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. So for those of you that suffer from an addiction of any sort, and this can include phone, internet addiction, anything can really be an addiction if we feel dependent on it in some way. This stems back to your inner child, the emotional part of yourself that wasn't allowed to mature because of the type of parents that you grew up with, or a lack of parents there, in your household. Maybe you were kind of neglected, as well as some romantic relationships that led you to just this. Your emotional state is very childlike, and therefore it clings to things that nurture it and make it feel warm and safe and cuddly. And as an adult, sometimes those things that make us feel warm and safe and cuddly include, drugs, alcohol, because they get us out of our own head. They transport us to a world where everything's warm and fuzzy and feels fun, right? So there could be a dynamic of that going on. Now, for some of you, any sort of addiction that you've fallen into has a lot to do with the relationships outside of yourself that have really broke down your self-esteem. And it's time to rebuild that. Your intuition wants you to rebuild that and wants you to realize that the universe is so much bigger, so much larger than what you have been viewing it as up to this point. It's almost like you feel like, well, there are no options but this, so I guess I have to settle. And your intuition is like, what? No, there's an entire universe. There's 7 billion people on the planet. Like, there's so many other options. You don't have to settle here. And so, yeah, it's really time to start building up your confidence is what your intuition wants you to do. Get into that creative energy space that you need to be in to feel happy. That's a great, healthy way to fulfill your emotions versus any sort of addictions. Spend some time making some decisions on your own, doing some things on your own, having some of your own fresh new beginnings, and not feeling like you've got to pull other people along with you in order to do it. You are capable. You can do this on your own. And allow yourself to, have a new perspective on life. That's a lot of times what the Hanged Man is about. Sometimes life deals us cards that are just sucky cards, and there's nothing we can really do about them. They're already there. It is what it is. But they can, these situations, these sort of negative situations, whether it be that you suffer with mental health issues or addiction issues, maybe that runs in your family. It's like you can use these things to give you a new perspective, to provide you with spiritual enlightenment if you're using them in the right way. It's kind of like that phrase, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. If you keep sucking just on the lemons, it's not going to taste that great. But you could actually take those lemons and make lemonade, which is delicious and amazing. And that's kind of what your intuition is trying to guide you to do with your circumstances. Take the lemons of life and find a way to turn it into lemonade. Look at it from a different perspective than how you've been looking at it. It's time to do something different. And for some of you, it could have to do with a business idea you've been thinking about starting. You may want to work for yourself and you have these sort of creative ideas, but that confidence just needs to be built up. And then you're going to have that courage to kind of step into something new and take that first step. But there's a lot of healing that needs to go on here. A lot of healing. Therapy could be a great option for a lot of you. maybe some books that you think will help you heal, or journaling or anything artistic might be quite healing for you, because that emotional and logical imbalance needs to be set right, okay? And if there are any people in your life which seem quite imbalanced and aren't treating you the right way, it's really time to pull away from that so that you can start to heal your own self. Let's look at the relationship cards for those of you that are here for that. Oh wow, we have 10 of Pentacles, as well as the Wheel of Fortune. Then we have Forgiving and Learning. It says, as you release and heal the past, interesting, we got a card with healing, you experience more love in your present moments. And you know, this Jupiter card is all about a new cycle beginning. That's kind of what the Ferris wheel in the back represents. The Wheel of Fortune, something new is beginning, but and same with the Fool card. But if you don't let go of the past, and if you don't do that healing, this new beginning isn't going to feel new. It's going to feel like you're stuck in the past forever. Because physically we can be in a new place. We can physically be in the future. But if mentally and emotionally we still have all these wounds that haven't healed from the past, we feel no different. We feel like we're right there. So healing, healing, healing is going to be the biggest part. Your intuition is trying to guide you towards this right now. And it's going to affect so many areas of your life. It's going to fix the addictions if you have any, or the codependency on unhealthy people if you deal with any of that, or the confidence issues if you deal with any of that. It's going to bring you into this sort of emotional state of well-being and balance and enlightenment. And so especially if this is in regards to a relationship, you've got to forgive. In order to let this go, you have to forgive. That doesn't mean you have to get back with this same person, because some of you are with someone that's quite toxic. That doesn't mean you get back with them, but you've got to truly forgive. If you're not forgiving, then that means you're holding on to this sort of anger and resentment. It's like you've really got to let it go, learn from it in whatever way you can, and then move into that new cycle, and towards your own stability and what you can make of it for yourself. Okay, last couple cards. It says Waiting, as well as the Widower. Interesting. You all have been, for those of you in a relationship, you all have been waiting for reconciliation or waiting for someone to improve when the other person has already like buried this relationship. It's like you're waiting around, you're still kind of thinking about what was and getting back to it, whereas this person, the other person involved, has already buried the relationship and moved on. They're like, oh, I didn't think I was supposed to change or come back. I thought it was over. So that's really, really unfair to you, especially. It's like you've got to let go. Maybe it's almost like maybe you guys brought out the worst in each other. Maybe the dynamic just wasn't right. And maybe they are doing the right thing by burying this relationship and moving forward, letting it go. Because I see that your intuition is trying to call you to do the same thing, to bury something from the past and spend a lot of time healing yourself in every way possible so that you can move into the blessings of your future. And the blessings of your future are great because this is 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles represents security, financial security, emotional security. It represents abundance. It represents a legacy, a family that's as strong and sturdy and stable as a rock. You are meant for that. But I see a lot of healing that needs to happen, and your intuition's trying to lead you to it. So if there's been any question in your mind of should I, go to therapy, or should I read this book, or should I maybe try and work on this addiction? Am I over dependent on this or not? Maybe it's not as bad as I think, or any sort of flip-floppity things like that. Your intuition's saying, yes, let this be a year of powerful healing and transformation for you. Let's do it. I'm on board. Let's go. And yeah, a lot of success is coming in your future, So best of luck to you guys. I'm in my own sort of healing phase as well. And be a hard energy to take on. So I feel ya. But comment below and let me know what resonated and what actions you're going to be taking as you move forward. And I love you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Okay, bye.